working on the Stomp Out Suicide event, Chelsea Oliver and Christina Crouch. Good afternoon.
Hi.
Hi. Thanks
Yeah.
so much for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming in today. You guys have a nice holiday weekend?
Yeah.
The best.
Back to work. Short week, and that gives you just a shorter time to get all the details in place for this Friday's event,
Yes.
the Stomp Out Suicide. What is the event, and why do we have it?
It all kind of goes back to just the coalition as a whole, and our mission as a coalition. And as a coalition, our mission is to kind of bring awareness and education and opportunities for people to connect and provide hope for people who have either lost a loved one to suicide or have struggled with it themselves, or are a family member who is supporting someone who struggles as well. And so the event for Stomp Out Suicide is to give people an opportunity to come together, to feel hopeful, to learn. We have people giving speeches and to teach a little bit more about what you can do if someone approaches you and are having thoughts of suicide. We have activities. We have memorial type activities to help memorialize people who have lost. We have activities that bring hope and awareness, like our luminary walk at the end of the event. The luminary walk allows people to decorate a bag so they can put it out and memorialize or honor someone who struggles. And then we take a walk at dusk, and the bags are all lit, and it's a very kind of somber, beautiful kind of part of the event.
Nice.
Yep.
It's all right downtown.
Right
Yeah.
here at the Community
Commonwealth.
Center. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, stigma is a big part of this, but a lot of what you both do at Lifeways, there's stigma attached with suicide. Are we getting more comfortable with being able to talk about suicide, Christina?
We want to make sure to give people the tools on what to do when they are presented with stigma, so they can help stop the stigma of talking about mental health and talking about suicide. And we also want to give them the ability to help prevent suicides with the different tools we give them and trainings at this actual event. So it's layered in there.
So this is for people when we call survivors of suicide. What do we mean by that?
It can be two things. It could be someone who has lost a loved one and they're the survivor of a loved one, or it could be someone who had struggled themselves and they survived an attempt or concerns about that, and they have not given up. They're still here and fighting.
And there's guilt associated with being a survivor.
So a survivor of suicide loss, for sure. People who've survived a suicide loss means that they lost someone to suicide, and a lot of the times they can carry some guilt. It's something that we often talk about and try to, expressly explain that oftentimes people show no signs. And I think everyone thinks that they should have known or they should have seen, and sometimes most of the time that's just not the case. And so it's very hard to just pick up or detect. If someone doesn't want you to know how they're feeling, they're not gonna let you know. And so being able to reduce that stigma like you're talking about, so that people do feel more comfortable coming forward and talking about the way that they're feeling, is one of the biggest hurdles, because if we reduce that stigma and people can talk about it, that's the only way that people will be able to help you, is if you have that, strength to be able to speak up and talk about it.
Another layer with the stigma of suicide is losing someone that way. It's hard to be able to talk about someone when that was a way they left. So this event will create those connections with people who know exactly what you've been through, right? So you can actually talk to someone about your loved one, your friend that you lost, and there is no shame. You get to just talk about the person you love.
Yeah, when we as a community don't talk about it, one might feel very alone if they're a victim, or if their family member is someone that dies by suicide. We don't even use the term commit suicide anymore, do we?
Correct, yeah, you had it right the first time.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, no, we tend to avoid saying things like commit or attempt or
Completion.
like completed. All those terms kind of wrap it all with this stigmatizing, like it's a crime or that it's an act that you should strive to complete or things like that. So we kind of try to dial it back to just the facts, which is that it was someone who died by suicide.
Good point. Now, good thing you've got experts on suicide that are guest speakers. Tell us a little bit about your expert panel.
Right.
Yeah, there's
We
two
have
speakers.
we have Liz Baker, who is from the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. She's amazing, and she's going to be talking about survivor stories. And then we have, do you want to talk about?
Sure. Yeah, we have Andrea Amata, and she's a PhD who's going to be discussing, talking about mental health and families and how, you know, having strong families can help be a support for suicide prevention.
Are there resources for people? I know you guys at Lifeways have training, mental health training to recognize
Yes.
someone in trouble.
Yeah, it's called
Right.
mental health first aid. So it's basically like first aid, but for mental illness, which includes suicide prevention. And so Lifeways does offer public mental health first aid trainings. They're available on their website. And there are a number of other types of community suicide prevention trainings as well. There's some listed on our website for the Jackson County Suicide Prevention Coalition.
It sounds that this can be very painful and sad, but you want to bring positivity to the cause.
We make sure to keep the whole event moving and not heavy so that whole families can come for healing. So it is age appropriate for those people. We also have layered in suicide prevention trainings in the actual event itself and lots of resources.
Yeah, there's fun activities too, age appropriate ones for kids. You can paint stones that will be along the walking path that you can put whatever messages you want on the painted stones. We do have the luminary bag decorations, which is also easy for kids. They get markers, they can color. There's also just great activities for all ages. We have meditation sessions, and we also provide, as we talked about a little bit before we went on air, the exchanging of beads. There's different colored beads that you can wear. There's a booth, you can go up. The different colors represent a different type of relationship with the cause. Either you're just a supporter, or you've lost someone, or you struggle yourself, or you've lost a veteran, or you've lost a husband, or a wife, or a child, and each color represents something. So just by scanning the room, you can see who has a similar experience to you and who you can relate to and go talk to.
Awesome. Well, thanks for all the work you guys are doing on this event. All are welcome, and the more, the better, really.
Yeah.
Help support all those that may be dealing with some pain, and help bring the positivity to them on Friday evening. Just show up, right?
Yep. You
Yeah,
can
you
even register at the door.
At the door, register at the Commonwealth Commerce Center on Friday in downtown Jackson. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Christina Crouch and Chelsea Oliver, co-chairs of the Jackson County Suicide Prevention Coalition.